Here in the town of Loboc, on this beautiful island of Bohol, Carabao is more than just an animal. It's a symbol of strength and community. Today, we'll be showcasing a special recipe that pays homage to the local traditions while making your taste buds water.
Hey!
Alright!
So on this episode of The Pursuit of Coconuts, we are going to look at
The Carabao.
Carabao. It is a water buffalo. Today, we're going to learn about the traditions, the food, and we're going to make two dishes from this, which is...
We're gonna do the kilawin and the adobo. So that's a specialty, especially here in Loboc.
In a country known for its diverse and delicious food, the Carabao dish stands out as a bit of a hidden treasure. It's not the everyday fare you'd find in the Filipino tables, but here in Loboc, it's a tradition that's been passed through generations.
And this is a local delicacy that only happens once a week if you're lucky, and we've been allowed here to witness the worst day of this Carabao's life. And this is about a little over 400 pounds of just pure meat. So we'll get to witness this. Stay tuned, and then we'll get to cook this up, and there's gonna be some special inserts of some crazy stuff that we're gonna be doing. So check this out, guys.
Carabaos, the gentle giants of the Philippines, symbolize the essence of Asian life. Introduced in 300 BC by Malay and Chinese settlers, these magnificent creatures have become a vital part in our rural landscape.
Now the Carabao is traditionally used for farming.
Plowing.
Plowing, the rice fields.
Rice field, yeah.
Their robust build, perfectly adapted to the demanding work of the rice fields, position them as more than just animals. They are the living tractors, quote unquote, that timelessly plow and harrow the muddy paddies. We rolled into the place at 11 p.m. That's right, in the evening is when they start this, because that's when the truck carrying these incredible Carabaos pull in and the crew gets down to unloading the Carabao, guiding it to the slaughterhouse.
We are in
The slaughterhouse.
So the slaughterhouse is run by
The LGU.
LGU, standing for the local government units. So what happens is there's workers or there's drivers with a truck that goes around the island looking for people who want to sell the Carabao. So what they'll do is they'll place orders beforehand so that they know they have all the buyers. If there's anything left, they'll sell it to anybody else who walks up to it. But for the most part, they piece it all out together for different cuts, from the intestines to the heart to the bones to the meat. All right, you guys might be wondering what these things are. These are the cutting boards for this Carabao. So there are going to be a few workers going at it so that way it can be faster. They're going to cut these things into pieces.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Undoy, the merchant of Carabao meat.
Thank you for allowing us to witness. So your dad used to do this before?
Yes, before.
Cool. Since you were young, you grew up watching this and doing it.
Carabao.
So this one will do the
Killing.
and check it out. The handles are even made out of Carabao horns.
Yeah.
He's sharpening the knife for the first slice, and there's so much energy. They're moving everything around. Everybody's kind of doing their thing. It's like a huge orchestra of dancing that's going around before this Carabao goes down. So. I'm a little nervous because I've never witnessed this before, and that guy's looking at me right in my eyes right now. Look at it. He's staring at me. Oh, look, he's looking again at me. Whoa, what did I do? All right, guys, so we're gonna witness some magic happen, and at the same time, we're trying to get Red Horse to sponsor us, so we're gonna keep going and consuming more Red Horse, so hopefully they sponsor us.
Come on, Red Horse.
So I'm gonna let these guys do their thing, and I'm just gonna back out of the way so I don't get kicked.
This is not suitable for some viewers, and I even found it hard for me. The Carabaos seem like just gentle animals, and this harvest and watching it just kind of brings tears to your eyes if you're not used to it.
Man, that was intense. So I just witnessed my first Carabao killing. And so pretty much they stab it in the heart, They try not to lose as much blood as possible because they actually eat the blood.
Yeah.
And then they go to the back of the head.
Yeah, right here.
They're not suffering long. They're just, but that's the cleanest way to do it is just get them through the lungs or the heart, make it short, and then after that they split the spine through the head so that way it doesn't feel any more pain.
Yeah, yeah.
And within a couple of minutes it's gone, and this is the most humane, fast way to do it. And they also eat every bit of it. So, all right, they just put it on the side and the butchering is gonna start. So we're gonna witness the butchering.
Just a friendly reminder, guys, this video is for educational purposes. We are here to learn more about the culture and the unique traditions of this community.
All right, right now they're asking us if we wanted to try the bone marrow fresh, and this thing is still warm. So pretty much they broke the bone, and then you put your finger in here and you pull this bone marrow out. This is pure bone marrow, and this has a lot of good stuff in it.
Cholesterol.
High cholesterol, but
only.
it doesn't have much of a smell. Very neutral, nothing at all. And so here we go. Cheers. It's not even like bone marrow that I'm used to because we usually cook it, but it's just like, I can't even define what it is. It's like a jello that tastes like oil, but a light oil. So it's like I wouldn't even say of olive oil, it's just even a lighter oil than that. It's good. And that oil is great for using for a moisturizer. You know, when your skin is dry, and it tastes good. Check this out. So they've got a little liver, which is this dark part right here. They've got the just chunk from the back leg, and they just mix it up in a little bit of coconut vinegar with onions and chili. All right, so the faster you eat it, the less it's gonna be cooked. All right, here goes the liver. There's some connective tissue, but that thing fell apart. It's really sweet. It's not stringy or anything. That was the liver, so it kind of just mushed together. And it's really good. It actually has an earthy, it's like a plant. It's almost like a vegetable flavor. And then this is the meat. A little chewy, but lemet kayo. All right, I was just told that we've got to try a part of this Carabao that only you can experience here. It doesn't go very far, and there's not very much of it. You guys are gonna flip out after this, but they just sliced the backbone and the spine apart, and we're gonna see what they pull out that they're gonna make me eat. I heard tatod, and I know tatod is like the woodworm, but this is not wood, so. All right, here we go. All right, guys, he just literally pulled this out of the spine with a stick. Oh my goodness. And then split. So there's two pieces. All right, this came out of the middle of the spine, and he's already eating it. He can't wait, guys, he can't wait. So they call this tatod because it looks and mimics the woodworm, but it's warm, soft. So cheers.
Tastes so good. Sweet.
It tastes like ramen noodles. It's like a thick noodle that's chewy, but it breaks apart. There's no like stringy part of it. It kind of just melts in your mouth.
Smell, no.
Yeah, no smell. Just like a ramen noodle. Remember when I took you to go?
Yeah.
That was, and you can only get that here because there's only one spine in every one of these, and they don't save it. So I wish you guys had smell-o-vision because this smells like what it should. They're cleaning it all out, they're gonna split it apart, and this is a part of the dishes that they cook.
We call it here like libro.
Libro. What does libro mean?
Because it's like a book.
Oh, it's like
Libro is a book. So when you see it like
pages of a
pages,
book.
yeah.
Oh,
This one is one of the like piece of the like when you make a kilawin.
oh, this is kilawin.
Yeah, for kilawin.
And this goes into what we're gonna cook next, guys, so stay tuned. All right, we're gonna try the local soup. I grabbed my little cup here, and we're gonna see what it tastes like. Oh, that's really good. So everybody gathers around, and the people that hang out here, they're able to eat some of the goods over here. But we got the inside fat in this soup, and you can kind of see what they've got on there. This is the fat that lines the intestine. It's chewy.
So they just put it that one so that like to add the flavor in it.
It's not a greasy fat.
Yeah, not the greasy one.
It's actually a light fat. I can account it as almost like the tendons that, it tastes like the tendons. It's got a chewiness. So they took the meat and it has a little tendon in there and they made this soup. And the meat from the soup boiled, very chewy, but the meat falls apart with a light fat taste. And I've got a little ant in here, but that adds to the protein. With fresh basil, this is a really good soup for me because I really like simple, fresh ingredients. So amazing. So pretty much this is called a medium rare steak, which medium rare steaks I do all day. Check that out. You can kind of see where the fire is at. The smoke is going. You can taste the char. Really good flavor. It's not as gamey or smelly as you would think it would be. It's just like a London broil piece of steak, but just so fresh. Oh yeah. All right guys, so now that everything has been cut up, portioned out, weighed, split for all the orders, we're gonna grab our piece and then we're gonna go and make a couple dishes, kilawin and adobo. We're back in the kitchen with the Carabao. We are making
Kilawin.
And it's got the most yummy, best smelling parts ever. The intestines that were cleaned. So this is like where the inside of the stomach has these lining that's like little books. So it's almost like a little book page. We've got the honeycomb part. We've got the great smell of the Carabao intestines. We got the hairy part. So we've got pretty much every part of the intestine. We got this thick, stiff part of the stomach that smells exactly like you would smell Carabao when you open it up and there's still a lot of poop inside.
Yeah.
And then what else do we have here? We've got a small piece of meat.
And the
Heart.
The heart and the liver.
Liver. With the help of our friend. So our man Carl here is gonna be our cook. He is our resident chef because he's the one that knows how to perfect this. There's a certain way to cook it. I forgot to tell you, the blood. So when you add the blood, you don't want all this stuff cooked, overcooked. You actually want it so that way it's a little bit raw. So we're gonna get cooking on this.
So here's what you need. And look at this, he cut these into little chunks about a 1/4 inch wide by about 1 inch long. Same thing, so you wanna get it all about even sizes so that way it cooks about the same rate.
So we are warming up the pan and the magic to this is oil. I personally like to use coconut oil because it is the pursuit of coconuts and that's what we rep. But also it's healthy, it's good, and it's delicious. So not only that, we're gonna add some local made coconut vinegar and some soy sauce. Suka is what vinegar is called. So and now the intestines will go in. This vinegar is super important because if you use any other vinegar, it's not going to taste the same. If you use white vinegar, it's going to be too acidic and too strong. It's not going to have a little bit of the sweet flavor. And it kills the smell,
The bad smell,
of the bile from the stomach. That things are starting to turn color. We're gonna let it simmer for a little bit and then we'll flavor it, season it for the final flavors. We're gonna add a little sugar right now. And here goes the most important part, which finishes off this dish. We've got the fresh blood. And you wanna keep constantly stirring. You don't want it to clump up, and everything's coming together, and it kind of pulls it together, almost like a gravy. And the fire is now off, guys. So literally about a minute after putting the blood in, the dish is complete and cooked, and now it's my favorite part. I believe the vinegar cut through the smell and really helped it out. The consistency is like a thick broth, like a watered down gravy. All right, I'm gonna get a piece of a little bit of everything. There you go, it's got a little bit of everything. All right, cheers. Bing. So I'm so glad that there's not too much soy sauce in there. The soy sauce was just for the color and a little bit of the flavor, but everything else just enhances. It's not real vinegary because of the coconut vinegar. The stomach lining just has like a bounce and a crunch that you just bite and it bounces back. The liver, you can tell because it becomes real. I would say on a scale from 1 to 10, it's still like a 4 to 5 gaminess, but a lot of it has gone away. Beautiful, great dish. I'm gonna taste a little bit of the blood. Yeah, it's kind of all just soaked in. That's gonna taste really good on rice. If you wanna try this, you've gotta come here and experience this beautiful culture and this beautiful dish and this beautiful tradition that is only located here.
Loboc.
We're gonna make another dish, which is the adobo. It's not Filipino without adobo. All right, for the second dish, we've got this big chunk, but we're gonna take some meat off of it. This is gonna be it for our next video. Follow that. We're gonna make some tomahawk steaks on our next video, but we're gonna take some of this good meat and slice it up. And so what we need is just about a kilo of Carabao meat. All right, so Carabao meat is traditionally pretty rough, or tough, I should say. We've got a little tenderizer hammer to kind of help with that. All right, so they have sliced and tenderized the meat. For adobo, the classic is vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, and onions, and that salt and pepper and seasonings like that. Do you guys use bay leaves?
No.
No, okay. They don't use it for adobo Carabao.
But first we have to marinate.
So the marination on that is
Soy sauce, just a little bit of vinegar, lots of garlic, salt, pepper.
okay.
2 tablespoons of soy sauce.
So he doesn't want to drown the meat flavor out, so he just put 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, about the same in vinegar. Once the pan is warm, you gotta add your oil, but then there's this thing called suete. They sometimes grind this into a paste, and so since we don't have the paste, you can add this to the oil, and the oils will draw out the color of the seeds. All right, so we're gonna add that's about 5 tablespoons of oil. So we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons to, actually 1 tablespoon of suete seeds. So now you've got like a dark oil that's red. You can then add the marinated Carabao. Flavor it as you will. About another teaspoon of salt and a little bit more brown sugar right there. So that's still on high heat, and we're gonna cover it up to let the flavors just marinate and soak into the meat, and also to get a little bit more tender. Adobo Carabao. So you guys saw how this was made. Carabao meat that was tenderized, which is never done before. I'm just gonna use my hands, sorry. Look at that. Oh yeah, it's tender. It's got that adobo flavor, a little salty, but the salt is gonna get balanced out really well. with the rice. So you want that full flavor. Actually, when you take the whole bite, so good. Oh, tenderizing it I think makes the biggest difference. I've had Carabao adobo before and it's so tough. This thing just, the tuk, 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 tuk is what he's saying, tenderizing. Oh, that's good. So thank you for joining us on this pursuit of Carabao, which is the water buffalo of the Philippines, a symbol of just hard work, resilience, strength, and now a special dish created from that Carabao, which in this town is a special Loboc dish, and we're able to partake because we're in the special city, special location, special island with special people. So thank you guys for following us on this one, and we'll see you on the next delicious adventure, the pursuit of coconuts.